Hello everyone and welcome back to Freedom Through Confidence. My name is Ben and this channel is all about providing confidence and life advice for the average Joe. And in this video today I want to talk to you about what I've learned from reading something like 300 plus self-help and self-improvement books over the last 7 or 8 years. Over the course of my journey of self-improvement and self-development, I have read literally tons of books. I really enjoy reading, I always have, and when I discovered basically a new genre of books in self-improvement, it quickly became an addiction that, I'll be honest, it did run out of hand at a little bit of my life, but I also learned a great many lessons from those books. Some of them positive, some of them negative, some of them easy truths, and some of them hard truths. And I'm probably going to do later parts of this video, in future times, but for now I want to share with you 9 lessons that I've learned from reading hundreds of self-help books over the last almost full decade. Okay, so the first thing that I have learned throughout my journey of self-improvement from self-improvement books is that, and this is a controversial one, goals are absolutely useless. Literally useless. What's important are the daily habits you put into place every single day to achieve those goals. It doesn't matter what destination you type into Google Maps on your phone. If you don't actually, get in your car and drive or start walking in that direction, then what's the point of having the goal? There is no point in setting the goals unless you actually are going to be building the habits necessary to achieve that goal. This isn't something that I've always understood, it's something that I've come to the conclusion of not too long ago, and I mentioned it in a video about Mark Manson's similar advice on goal setting. My advice for goals is to set them, then decide what habits you have to get into doing regularly, and then forget that goal and just work only on the habits. And in so doing, not only will you get to that goal eventually, but you'll also be building up the skill and the motivation and the momentum to achieve that goal and other goals many times over. Okay, lesson number 2, and this goes out to everyone who might be considering going out and getting a mindset course or a mindset coach. Don't do that. Mindset is not important, or I should qualify, mindset is not as important as taking action. Doing anything is, I would say, somewhere between like 5 and 10% mindset, and the rest of it is action. You can have the best mindset about working out and eating healthy in the world, but if you're not actually taking the action towards doing it, then, well, you're not going to be healthy. And I see this a lot of the times with people who have almost a weird obsession with being positive and having a positive mindset. Like, it's great, but if you're not actually doing something with your life to improve your life or to improve your community or to improve the world, then you're not actually doing anything. Mindset is nothing if you don't actually take action towards what it is that you want to do and become in your life. Following on from that, in lesson number 3, is to take action as soon as you can. I've seen this happen time and time again. Someone will set a goal and they'll be like, yes, this is an amazing goal. Right, so it is Tuesday now. I'll start on Monday. And guess what happens? Monday rolls around and they don't do it. And if you're being honest with yourself, you know that you've done this. I know that I've done this. We all know people who have done this. It's pretty commonplace. Like how most people have set their New Year's resolutions by like Boxing Day. So after they've had the big Christmas dinner, they're like, wow, I feel kind of terrible after all the cake I've eaten. I should start getting fit and healthy. Am I going to start today though? No, I'm going to start to the new year. And the new year rolls around and it's like, well, I'm a little hungover, so maybe I'll just get a greasy English breakfast. I'll start next week. And yeah, like it eventually just doesn't happen. So it is so important that once you set yourself a goal and once you know what the habit is that you're going to have to get yourself into in order to achieve that goal, that you start it as soon as possible, right away if you can. Otherwise you end up just pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off, and then you eventually just don't do it at all. And in that case, what was even the point of setting the goal to begin with? Number 4 is something that I have mentioned on this channel before, and that is simply that confidence isn't an endpoint. Confidence is a learned skill. Confidence isn't just something that you work on and work on and work on and then suddenly, oh, actually, yes, I am now confident. Like, no, that's not the way it works. Confidence is a skill set. At the beginning, you suck at it, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be on this channel. And you learn what the basic skills are, whether it's in social confidence or job confidence, career confidence, relationship confidence, whatever it is, you start to build on those skills and you practice them. And you make mistakes and you correct those mistakes, and then you go and do better next time. And as you build up that skill, you get better and better and better at it, and you start to have more faith in your abilities within that area of your life. And that is how confidence is built, because it's not an endpoint. You're never going to get to a point where you are just 100% confident. It is a skill that you have to continuously work on, and one that in time you can master, but you have to stop looking at it as this far off endpoint and look at it as if it is a skill that you can get a little bit better at every single day. Number 5, and I am really sad that I didn't figure this one out sooner, there will always be another self-help book. There are hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of self-help books being published every single year. There will always be a new book that will claim to have the secret, but they are literally all the same, because the fundamentals of self-improvement and personal development do not change. Set goals, create habits, go after those habits. Jobs are good. And there's always going to be this shiny object syndrome where you think, oh, maybe I'll just get the next book. Let's see if that's got the answer. And okay, so that one didn't, I'll just get the next book. And it's this idea that I had for a very, very long time, that if I just learn more and more and more and more, it would actually just take the place of doing the action. That if I just took in all this information, it would kind of rewire my brain to the point where I just acted in a better way. But that's not the way that it works. You have to take action. You actually have to practice the skill of confidence, or of whatever it is that you are working on in your self-improvement journey. There will always be another book, so read the one that you've got now and actually start to practice that info and see if it works for you for a little while before you go out and get the next one. Number 6, and this was a hard truth that I learned: self-help will not improve society because it is not incentivized to do so. Self-help relies on the fact that people have problems that they want to deal with, and what you'll often find is that, yeah, they'll give some vague advice on how to solve a problem, but what most of them are is a funnel towards getting you to purchase their coaching services or their courses or go to their events. The idea is to kind of get you into this relationship where you have your guru and then you have you, and then it's more of a lifelong thing where you have incremental progress, but you're never quite there because the goalpost is always being shifted. Remember, self-help is an industry. Its literal existence is around making money off of your problems. If you want to help yourself, self-help is not the way to do that. And that's why I recommend getting your content from free spaces like YouTube and blogs and podcasts. You'll save yourself massive amounts of time and money in that way. Number 7 is more of just a truism than anything else. Self-help isn't self-help. Self-help is just help. Because if it was self-help, you'd be doing it yourself. You wouldn't need a book on someone else's ideas of how to do something. It's like calling an instruction manual self-help. No, it's not. It's an instruction manual. That's what self-help books are. They are instruction manuals for life. Self-help itself is a bit of a misnomer. Number 8, and yeah, at this point it kind of sounds like I'm just ragging on self-help, but it's simply this: never buy a self-help book, or at least never buy a new self-help book. You can go and get plenty of them from like secondhand bookstores, you can rent them from the library. There are any number of ways that you can get access to books on self-help and self-improvements instead of going and spending like £10, $10 at a time on your ever-growing collection of self-help books, because trust me, it can become an addiction. I read like 300 plus books. They cost me several £1,000s to create that collection. And when I realized that actually all of this was pretty useless, I did what any sane person would do. I gave them away to a charity store so that somebody else could go and get the education that I did for a much, much lower cost. And it helped a good cause as well. And lesson number 9 about what I learned from reading 300 plus self-help books is that self-compassion will get you much further in your life than self-motivation will. Self-compassion is all about telling yourself that it's okay to mess up. It's okay to do the wrong thing in the pursuit of doing what's right for you. Motivation is almost like lighting a fire underneath yourself to force yourself to get to where you need to go. But self-compassion is the carrot to motivation's stick. It means that you give yourself the time and the patience that you need in order to create the habit and the momentum that is going to help you to achieve your goal. Self-compassion, self-love is far more important than being motivated, because it means that you will give yourself what you need in order to become all you want to be. Like I said, I'm probably going to put in more installments of this over the course of the future, because there's always more stuff that I wanted to write down. Originally this was going to be like a 30-point video, and I was like, wow, that's way too long, that's stupid, I could never get through that in like 10 minutes. So yeah, this is something that I'll add on to in future times, or maybe I just won't. Maybe I'll forget about this altogether. The point is, if you've enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if this is the kind of content that you're interested in. I'm putting out a video every single day at this point, so if this is what you like, make sure that you subscribe and keep on coming back. Make sure to leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below, and I'll get to every single one of them as soon as I possibly can. But otherwise, this video is over, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey of self-confidence.